This is Getting On With Life, Biblical Wisdom for Successful Christian Living, and this lesson is Take It on the Chin. There's a strange instruction from Jesus Christ about accepting abuse from others. That very idea seems offensive to us. However, it has come from Christ and deserves our attention. Look at what Jesus commanded. In Luke 8:29 he says, "To the one who strikes you on one cheek, offer him the other also. To the one who takes away your cloak, do not resist him taking your coat as well." And in Matthew 5:41 he said, "If someone compels you to go 1 mile, go with him 2." The Apostle Paul challenged Christians to stop being litigious and demanding their rights, but to accept the evil done against them. In 1 Corinthians 6:7 he says, "There is utterly a fault among you, because you go to court against each other. Why do you not rather take wrong? Why do you not rather allow yourselves to be cheated?" These verses tell us to take it on the chin, to accept unwanted and unjust damage against ourselves without getting all worked up and getting into a fight. How can modern Westerners countenance such a crazy proposition? We hold dearly our right to stand up for ourselves, defend ourselves, demand our rights, push back when our boundaries are crossed, and so on. In so doing, however, we have become very focused on our own kingdom, made up of what we treasure as our own. God instructs us not to live out of our self-focus, but to seek God's kingdom and live for God and to bless others. In Matthew 6:23, Jesus said, "Seek first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these other things will be added to you." And in 1 Corinthians 10:2, Paul said, "Let no one seek his own, but each one seek the good of others." The only way we can give up our personal claims and allow ourselves to be taken advantage of is to trust God to look after us. When we are confident God has everything under control and will bless us, we don't have to fight for our own things, but we can let God look after us. That's what Jesus had to do when he went to the cross. He accepted abuse, beating, whipping, insult and spitting, mockery, injury, pain, and death. He didn't fight back or defend himself, but laid down his life. In human terms, it would seem he was totally overcome by the evil in others. But then Jesus rose from the dead, victorious over sin, death, and the devil. The road of pain, abuse, and death was an entry into far more wonderful things. A biblical example of someone accepting something that was unwanted comes from the life of Elijah. He was sent to a foreign land during a drought he caused in judging Israel. He was sent to a widow woman who had only enough food left for 1 small meal. Elijah asked her to bring him food. Somehow she knew this was God's will for her, but she protested that she had so little. Nevertheless, she fed the prophet first, and that's when the miracle supply of oil and grain began, feeding her, her son, and the prophet day after day. If she was protective of her little territory, including her small supplies, she would have kept them for herself and her son, eaten them, and died of hunger. She gave up her right to keep what was hers, and as a result, God provided a miracle. In 1 Kings 17:15 and 16 we are told, "She went and obeyed Elijah's instruction, and she and he and her house ate for many days. The barrel of meal did not run out, nor the bottle of oil fail, according to the word of the Lord spoken by Elijah." Just yesterday I heard a similar testimony that blessed my heart. A friend decided to sell one of his cars to someone in need. His wife, however, loved the car that was being sold and did not want to see it go. When I discussed the matter with her, she explained that she would just let her husband do what he felt was right. She made no complaint and didn't fight for the car she dearly loved. Mind you, the car was old, but served them well. The husband found another old car that he intended to do up to replace the one he was selling. This was quite an unhappy prospect for his patient wife. I respected her for being a cooperative and supportive wife, even when her husband had these sudden bursts of inspiration. Yesterday I heard that the husband came across a lovely vehicle only half as old as the one they sold, which would replace that car and be a much better vehicle for them. I rejoiced for the uncomplaining wife who was now being blessed, despite going through the loss of something she loved. I wonder how many times we miss out on the blessing God has for us because we stand up for our rights. I wonder how many miracles God could have and would have provided to you, but you wouldn't follow Christ's instruction to give up your rights and your fight for your own kingdom. I challenge you to seek God's kingdom, trusting God to be sovereign in your world. Stop being the protector and defender of your kingdom and trust God to work good in and through you as you take it on the chin. Make it a walk of faith, as in living by faith, with the confidence that God can and will turn every negative twist in the road into a path to blessing. Die to your own kingdom and all you are building for yourself, and let God build much better things for you. The test of how ready you are for that is how well you take it on the chin. God bless you.